Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we're discussing a watch launched in 2020 as a 10th anniversary celebration of the decade-old Bethune DB28 series, the watch that defined the brand and won it its GPHG Aigle d'Or back in 2011. The DB28 has grown to encompass a whole family of styles, sizes, and complications. But what we have here is the watch that has been distilled to its essence. It also represents the heart and soul of what Bethune of L'Auberson is really about. So first and foremost, grade 5 titanium, lighter than steel, more scratch resistant than steel, hypoallergenic. The watch is 43 millimeters in diameter, and as my calipers measure it, 8.6 millimeters thick, significantly thinner than the original DB28. It also features floating lugs of the intermediate size. They range from about 51 millimeters across. When fully compressed, they are spring-loaded. At their greatest extension, 54.4 millimeters across, and there's a 26 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw the watch on the wrist, and you can already see how it fits. It's a broad watch, but it's feather light, super slim. It sits below my wrist hair when it's strapped onto my wrist. Now you could wear this on a wrist as small as about 15 centimeters circumference. The watch can be ordered with shorter lugs as well as longer lugs. This is sort of the Goldilocks. The Goldilocks being just right. And the nice thing is they do flex and trace the arc of your wrist, so there is some give and compliance built in to make sure the fit is going to be secure and comfortable. Taking a look at the strap, we have a combination of large rectangular scale alligator leather, matte blue, and we have a sheer cut edge, a monotone stitch. On the bottom, we have calfskin. This is a Jean Rousseau strap, and you can see Watchbox by Jean Rousseau, but Watchbox owns Bethune, so it makes sense. We're keeping this all in-house. We also have a buckle that is designed to emulate the open, airy gossamer grace of the lugs themselves. At Bethune, different model series have different pin buckles. We don't use one buckle design across all the ranges because details matter in L'Auberson. We have these ogival or bullet-tipped ends to the lugs, a nod to the original 2002 DB1 chronograph, the company's first product. We also have a different kind of case than the traditional DB28. As you can see, it's more complex in its contouring. The bezel expands up at 12 o'clock and down at 6 o'clock. It thins out at the mid-case, and we have this micro-light engraving that goes all the way around. Bethune uses reductive engine engraving, known as micro-light, in places where conventional guilloche styles of the 18th and 19th century might look antiquated and out of place. Here we still get that fine engine engraving, but we get it in a very modern progressive aesthetic. The crown is double knurled. It is a screw down. The watch is 30 meters, but it's particularly stiff 30 meters. This is designed to survive exposure to water. It's not a dive watch. You don't want to necessarily take it swimming, but compared to a press down crown 30, this is a remarkably robust watch. You should not be afraid of getting this wet while washing your hands or if you get caught out in the rain. Now on the dial, a couple of different elements. From the center, we'll work our way out. We have lovely polished and handmade rose gold hands. Bethune makes everything in-house, hands, dial, case, and movement. So when you buy a Bethune watch, you're paying for the product, not the marketing. The money always goes back into the manufacturer. Now from the hands, you can see we have micro-light engraving on the dial. And the dial is actually fired blue titanium. Bethune has a patented process for firing titanium and turning it blue. If you've ever seen titanium oxide, you tend to know it's white. It's often used as a white color in food. Well, to get it to turn blue, you need a special approach, and that's what they do in L'Auberson. Taking a look at the dial, we have little white gold applications. Those are actually solid pieces of three-dimensional white gold that are applied to create the image of the night sky. Now, by default, the sky you see on a Bethune Stradivarius or Starry Sky is the sky over L'Auberson on the night in 2002 when the company was founded, but this is highly customizable. It can be the sky on any night at any location on a custom basis. Outboard, we have a steel track that features a combination of satin metallic finishes and a cool soft metallic glow with an unusual for Bethune set of radially arrayed Arabic numerals that we have right here. And then inboard of that, we have a black polished cap to the bridge of the balance. Now you can see there's a mirror below the balance, there's mirrored steel on top, there is a triple parachute shock protection system. It's anchored on both sides under the dial. So the watch has 1, 2, 3 shock protection springs protecting the balance staff pivots. This is both for durability, so you don't fracture those pivots, but also for chronometry, as it will more rapidly recenter the balance staff pivots in the cup jewel, which means the watch can return to keeping good time more rapidly after a shock. The balance is de Bethune's 2016 patent balance. Denis Flageolet, the watchmaker engineer at de Bethune, has created at least 8, possibly as many as 10 balance wheel designs by this point. The goal is always the same: better chronometry. Maximize the mass in the rim. You can see that the wheel is blued titanium with white gold masses in the rim. Reduce the effects of aerodynamic drag. That's why those masses are recessed. Reduce the effects of hot and cold on the timing, and titanium is particularly appropriate for that. Now, there's also a silicon escape wheel of the company's own design that minimizes friction and reduces the need for lubrication. We have a hairspring, also patented. While de Bethune does not make the alloy, it does shape the 2 pieces of the flat hairspring and then clamp them together, which achieves the thin profile and shock resistance of a flat hairspring with the concentric breathing properties of an overcoil. On the back, more microlight, more blued titanium. The movement is a manual wind. It is the 2115V7 in this case, so twin barrels self-adjusting. That means not only do you get a 6-day power reserve, and they don't need to reduce the beat rate to achieve that. It's a 4 Hz, 8 beat per second modern rate. It is still 6 days. Plus, the barrels being self-adjusting, a patented system, prevents them from being overwound. You cannot accidentally overwind this watch. A clever innovation, one of the many. Although you cannot see internally, it is beautifully finished internally, as de Bethune believes that the ultimate sign of integrity is fine finishing, even in places where only a watchmaker will see it. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.